guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're on 37-52, so we're almost done with chapter 37. If you guys joined us earlier for the live stream, almost completed the rest of this chapter out, which is very cool. Today I want to talk about something that's been blowing up on Reddit and Discord, and that is when it comes to the Arcane Labyrinth. So a lot of players do the normal Arcane Labyrinth, but there is a Dismal Maze. The normal Labyrinth got a complete revamp with artifacts they took out, or with the relics. They took out a lot of the old relics. They put in a bunch of new ones, which are really focused on Celestials and Hypogeans, and also class-specific artifacts. Now, on the Dismal Maze side of it, we didn't get any new relics or anything new in here, but we got a slap in the face on how challenging this is. And that is what a lot of people, again, on Discord and Reddit are really blowing up about, is how increasingly difficult it is to finish the Dismal mode since they have added in the engraving feature. So the heroes in here, depending on where you're built, you can see here, I'm at 1,741,000,000 power. So I am pretty power heavy, which means I do have heroes to get through here, but a lot of the times it is a struggle to get through here. And this is the reason, guys. You can see here we have Falks. Falks is at, I believe that is a 80 when it comes to an engraving. So we have a 30, 30, and 80. We have a 60 with Oden and then Raku. The combination of some of these heroes are devastating when it comes to looking at the engraving that they're adding to some of these. Now, a majority of this also is because you are limited to the heroes you can bring in here. So we have Celestials, we have Hypogeans. I've ran in here a couple times and I've actually ran the God tier comp. If you guys don't know, this is actually an older tier comp that was absolutely broken in the game. This God tier comp, when you look at these plus 30 signature items, all of them have their 9 of 9 furniture. They also have a significant amount of engraving. When you start getting into multiple battles, it gets even more difficult. But ultimately, even on the first couple stages, it is very hard to beat out these teams because of combinations like Oden and Raku in the same team. I cannot use, some of the dimensional heroes. We can't use Ainz in here to go ahead and beat out some of these. Now, while they added the engraving in here, they did not change the loot. So in turn, they just made the Dismal Maze super difficult for a lot of players. And the big thing is kind of the cusp of the players that are just getting into the Dismal Maze. So when you're relatively new into the Dismal Maze, you might not have Celestials and Hypogeans to go ahead and build a team. You might have a mix of, the regular 4 faction heroes, again, not allowing you to utilize some of the stronger team comps that we see within AFK Arena, because technically you don't have those heroes built, and that is what a lot of players are so upset about. We had no problem coming through the Dismal Maze. Then they introduced the engraving, which was fine. Then they introduced the engraving system to the heroes within the Dismal Maze, and now it is super broken again. We can even see here Skarath is at a plus 60. We have Aziz at a plus 30. Rest of the team, not too strong. But again, as you get further into the Dismal Maze, it does get increasingly difficult because the engraving gets higher and higher and higher. There's been a couple teams in here that will literally just one-shot you. I fought a Lucretia that was in here the other day that had a plus 100 engraving with, the plus 30 signature item or the plus 40 signature item, plus the 9 of 9 furniture. She burned down my whole entire team. She burned down this team specifically in the matter of a couple seconds, not even having enough time just running through here to pause it and go into another team, because she burned down everybody again in the matter of, it was like 3 seconds. Honestly, it was probably 3 seconds. It was destroyed. Teams in here too is when you start adding in some of the engraving, even here, so we know there is going to be a damage reduction because he has that plus 60 engraving. But Thorin is another hero in here. Being completely maxed out is super difficult to mess with and deal with. And then again, you couple on top of that the engraving factor in there. he can burn down teams, and he has burned down teams with that retaliation effect. So essentially you're getting the opposite Thorin cheese. So you're actually having the enemy Thorin cheese your team, which again is another thing that a lot of players have been talking about, is Thorin is destroying entire teams because of his cheese and max out engraving in there. So here we have more real. As you can see, they're getting significantly stronger. So we have a plus 30, a plus 30, a plus 60, a plus 60. Then we have Taylene. This team's going to be a little bit more difficult to beat because of double support. And then, of course, Moriel, having her maxed out, does a significant amount of damage as well. There are times that I will come in here and literally the team will die. 3 of the 5 heroes will die within the first couple seconds because of the damage that Moriel's putting out, again, or because of the damage that Lucretia is putting out. It's crazy to see, even with the relics that we are picking up in here, that it is not enough to make a difference, not enough to make an impact, because players are getting melted in here. God tier comp does work pretty well, but again, versus a couple certain comps, I do have to change up the comp quite a bit. Adding Ulna in here works well, again, just because of the immunity factor that she brings. But as we continue, you'll see even that. So you have a level or an engraving 80 Leica. She does a crazy amount of damage. You're going to have to deal with the immunity of Ullard, of course, Pippa, and then, of course, Respin. This is a nasty combination because Ullard will actually give the immunity to Thane. Not only is he untargetable in some situations, you have crowd control here. You have a big boost when you come in, as well as the damage that Leica herself is going to be putting out, but also the boost to haste. These are teams that will wipe your entire team. I'm not saying we have to make this, so difficult that it is almost impossible to get through, or so easy that you can just walk in the park. Right here, they have double immunity. And some of these heroes, if you put an immunity on a hero like Lucretia, again, she can kind of just burn through your entire team and burn through really fast. Immunity is going around right here, which we might have got lucky on this one. But remember, we're only on the first floor, guys. I'm going to try to go through this first floor. But again, I just really wanted to share with you guys what we're seeing within the Dismal Maze. Lilith really needs to, in my opinion, to tone it down a little bit. Even here, a plus 60, plus 60, plus 60, plus 30, plus 30. That can be a pretty devastating team as a newer player coming in here. Now, granted, they will not be as maxed out as I have them here, simply for the fact the power that I have. But again, if you're newer to the Dismal Maze, these teams are going to kill you out. And that, again, is what we're seeing with a lot of players on Reddit and Discord. So, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know if you are getting destroyed in the Dismal Maze. I know they were talking about making a post, talking on the Facebook page about what is going on with the Dismal Maze, because heroes like Peggy are very hard to kill. Thorin will wipe your team. Lucretia will wipe your team. There's a bunch of heroes in here that will absolutely destroy your team in a matter of minutes, depending on, again, who you're fighting. Pharrell is nasty if he's in here with that plus 60. Desira is pretty tough too if you cannot burn them down fast enough. So again, let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Dismal Maze and them adding the engraving. I know they added it a while ago, but it keeps coming up again and again, coupled with the debuffs. So depending on the debuffs that we have in here, players are finding it near impossible to get through the maze without having to use multiple Duras tiers, or just having the ability to not get through the Dismal Maze at all. So again, guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.